what we're working on, like production, really. Help, you know what I'm saying? That's from the time our last album, that's what we've been doing on this time period, working on our beats, production, working on our...
What's up, Bubba? You're looking at the microphone. Look at the lens. There you go. Good boy. Bye, guys. See ya. Dewey, say bye. Wait, what the hell are you talking about, dude? You ready to take me to the airport? Mm-hmm. She's so sad. So sad. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, look at this. Look at the service. Whoa, easy on that luggage.
Where's my tip?
I'll give you a tip. I'll give you just the tip. What's wrong with the lips?
What was that?
Okay, I love you, babe. See you in a few days.
Hey, bye. I gotta pee.
Alright, we have arrived to Madison, Wisconsin. Had some troubles in Dallas, getting out of Dallas Air. We had to deplane, go on another plane. So that put us back a couple hours, but I made it. This is my sweet ride. Alright, enjoy your trip. I will. Alright, I'm gonna head to Trader Joe's real quick, get some food for the weekend, head to the hotel, then we'll talk about why the hell I'm even here in the first place. Alright, so let's talk about what this kind of big announcement is. It's always an easy YouTube title just to be like, big announcement, big announcement. People are gonna click on it. But it is. It's something that I've really been thinking about and molding over the last 4 or 5 months. As I started working on all these different projects on our little homestead, I've just been like, man, there's just not a really good source of information for doing these projects. So like doing rainwater harvesting, doing permaculture, even doing something like fencing, something as basic as fencing, there's just not a lot of really good solid information out there. You can kind of piece together different YouTube videos and try to come up with a pretty decent outcome, which is essentially what I did. But at the same time, I'm just like, man, it would be really good if there was like a proper course that you could watch or learn from, like a guide, like a PDF guide, in order to learn how to do some of these projects. So that's something that I've just been thinking about. And originally I was just gonna make video courses myself and just sell them through Life Inside a Box. But I was just like, man, it would be really good to get in contact with people that are experts in their relative field. So for example, that's why I'm here in Wisconsin, and spending a couple days with Jeremy, we put together one string of fence. I think it was 160 or 180 feet long, and we're able to go into so much detail about how to actually build a proper fence that's gonna last like 20 or 30 years. There's just so many different little things that you can't necessarily learn from a 10-minute YouTube video. You can learn some of the basics, but to really get into good detail about how to do it the proper way and learning from someone who's like an expert, like Jeremy's been working, or he worked in fencing for over 6 years. He's not able to anymore, just more because it's a little bit more physical and he's not able to do that right now. And it was really awesome watching him. Even though I built our fence that goes around our property, like I had learned so many things just from watching him build a fence. And what was great is that I was able to capture that on video. And then you guys are going to be able to learn from that in the future. So if you ever decide, hey, I want to build my own fence to go around my property or whatever, then you're going to have an awesome resource to learn from someone who's really good at it. So that's kind of how the idea of DIY homestead projects really started, is creating like this collection of awesome video courses that are really going to empower people to build things themselves. Because one thing that I've learned, and you guys have seen me build like the tiny house and all this other type of stuff, is that you just learn so much. And as a person, you really grow and expand because you're learning these new skills. And what I really love about it is that not only does you feel really empowered by doing something like this. I'm gonna flash the logo up, because the logo for DIY Homestead Projects, I was very specific with how I wanted it. And the hammer with the hand, holding that hammer, it's just like empowerment, right? And that's what I want people to feel when they watch these video courses, is I want them to feel empowered that they can do things themselves, because you grow and expand as a person. Like, I know how to put together fencing really well now, whereas a year ago, I wouldn't have even thought about that. Like, I know how to pretty well frame a decent sized structure. You know, getting into a bigger size home, it's gonna be a little bit more complicated, but a small home with a shed style roof, like I know how to frame that and build that. Like, that's not something that a lot of people necessarily know how to do. So it's a pretty cool skill set to learn how to do a lot of these things yourself. And if you can learn from people that have a tremendous amount of experience and they're very detail oriented, the end product that you're gonna get is just gonna be so much better. So that's kind of the big announcement, and I've already recorded 2 video courses. So I did the culvert cistern with Joe, it was just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then we're just finishing the one up here in Wisconsin. And I'm gonna try to get at least 15 done by the end of this year. So I'm gonna be traveling around, probably around the United States quite a bit. The next one that I have planned is a gardening video course with Jake. So we're gonna get the basics of gardening into a very concise, very detail-oriented video course with like a material list and costs and all that kind of stuff, so that you basically know what you're kind of getting yourself into. Because with a lot of these projects, I see people doing off-grid homesteading, and it's like they are getting themselves into a bit of a kerfuffle. Like, you have to understand before you start getting into this kind of stuff, A, it's gonna cost like a decent amount of money up front, and B, it's like, how much work is this actually going to require? Because once we started doing our fence, like I realized, I'm like, man, this is a lot of work. But at the same time, you're doing that, you're putting that work into it, and you're also saving yourself quite a bit of money from as opposed to hiring a company to come out and do it. Plus, when you do things yourself, you really empower yourself to be able to do those things in the future. It's a nice little skill set to have. And so that's what I really want to transfer to a lot of you guys who are watching this, is obviously the knowledge it's super important. So knowing how to do certain things is so important, because if you're gonna do something, you might as well do it right the first time so that it's gonna last the longest and you're gonna get the most enjoyment out of it. But the fence that we just finished off yesterday, like that fence is gonna be there for like 20 or 30 years. Like, it was built so well. I was just like, holy moly. Like, it almost makes me want to redo my own fence, because I just picked up so many little details about how to make it better. So that's the big announcement. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. I'm sorry that I haven't posted a video in a few weeks. It's just been crazy because Hannah and I, we just launched our meal planner, and it was incredibly stressful because there's a lot of things happening on the back end that was not working properly. I got all those ironed out just before I came here, so I can kind of relax a little bit. but we're gonna get back into the regular videos because I just love making videos for YouTube. It's definitely what I'm most passionate about. And it's really nice because I can take my skills that I've learned doing YouTube and stuff and create these video courses for you guys. So I'm really excited about it. And these video courses are probably going to be for sale within the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. So we're going to keep pounding them out, getting them out there, getting out that really good solid information out to you, because that stuff is really important if you want to start doing this kind of stuff. And I personally have not found a really good resource for this information. So that's what's really driven me to get this going, is because there's just not a lot of really good information out there. Even for solar. Like I say, I worked as an electrician for 4.5 years, but I go out there and I look for really good information on solar. I can't find it. So Liam, who helped me with the solar project, he's writing basically a guide that goes along with our installation setup, so that you can buy that and see for yourself basically how much it's going to cost, how to put it together with like very good detail-oriented steps, so that you feel confident in being able to tackle that project. And when you can learn from people like myself, or learning from people like Jeremy, or I just recorded a video course about 2 or 3 weeks ago with Joe from Homesteadonomics doing the culvert cistern, when you can learn from us, like, that's great, so that you don't have to go through all the mistakes and the learning curve that we've had to go through in order to get our end product. So I'm very excited about it. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions for video courses that you think would be very beneficial, definitely let me know below. And if you know any experts, send me an email, veganhowler@gmail.com, and I'm willing to travel anywhere within the United States and up into Canada in order to record these video courses, because I want to get guys who are just freaking awesome and cool. And I do want to focus on getting YouTubers involved, but I also see the value in someone like Jeremy, who doesn't have a social media following, but he's got such an awesome skill set with doing fencing. Awesome, guys. I will, you'll see a vlog probably in the next few days of us doing the fencing stuff. It was kind of like a little bit patchy with how I put it together, but I think you'll get a good idea of what we accomplished. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon.